And we have a member here, Peter Yap, he came on board. And this gentleman, John, is the vice chairman, and I don't know what happened, they made me a chairman, so be nice to me, today is my birthday.
You bugged us every week, that's why we made you chairman.
You wanted to.
Happy birthday.
Okay. What we have here, administrative matters, anything over there, we have any?
There's a set of minutes.
Okay, we should read the minutes.
Yeah, I've looked them over already. What brings you in here? Nothing else to do tonight?
Huh?
Nothing else to do?
I always have plenty to do.
I know,
No, it's my sister's house, so we'll see what's going on with that.
I didn't realize that's your sister with, on Evergreen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, also in the packets, there's, the information on the joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen for appointing a new member.
Do we have any candidates yet?
There was one person that
Came
came
in
to
last
the
week.
meeting last meeting, so he just needs to pull his papers and submit them to the Board of Selectmen.
What's his background?
Gino,
Pardon me?
the man that was here last week,
Yes, his name is Brian.
He's into building
Kenny.
management and stuff, so he's familiar with systems.
Yeah.
Plus, he ran one of the organizers of the Bolton Fair for years,
He does,
apparently.
yeah, he does that on the side.
Be nice to get a CV before we went to the
I
select.
I gave an application, he's going to bring it in, okay?
That is correct.
When is the joint meeting? Every-
September 26th.
September. On it. What is it?
I might be traveling.
I might have an issue
But
on that
that's
one
a
too, so
matter too
we'll
much
have to
on.
figure that one
Yeah,
out.
figure
Got it?
Let me double check.
The, have they put out anything in the newspaper or anything?
It will be in the newspaper next week. It'll be next
It's
week's
right here.
Littleton Independent.
So you can see it.
It's probably in the packet. I think she said it's in the packet. I just haven't got to it.
It is, yes.
Monday? All right, so far I'm free.
Board member report, anything?
The only thing, two things. One is I did ask Shelley to send this out. As you know, at the last town meeting, they approved stormwater management regs, had to do with the Clean Water Act, and they're basically bringing up the town's requirements on stormwater to a new level. To basically meet EPA actually's requirements, we had to have regulations, and I just passed on an article. This is gonna be expensive. It's probably gonna get passed on to homeowners based on fees, and some communities are challenging it.
Okay.
I'm not saying we should, it's just an FYI.
Okay.
So, the other thing is, we did have legislation that passed as part of the Economic Development Bill. It has to do with agricultural commissions and boards of health. Actually, through Farm Bureau had put, we've seen a lot of problems, not here, with boards of health coming up with bad farming regs. And we had some pretty comprehensive legislation that got pretty well watered down, but the bottom line is that per state law now, anytime we do regulations that impact farms, we're supposed to consult with the Agricultural Commission. So, there's no time frame or anything like that. We should be doing that anyway. It's fell short of what I was looking for, frankly, as kind of a farmer advocate, but it is something we should know about.
Question, Brad, I don't know if you know or not, but it mentions the towns, number of the towns that have kind of gone to war, if you will, with the EPA.
A lot of people war with EPA over
Oh, I
Clean Water
know,
Act.
they're trying to take over everything, but they, has all the towns, because this is supposed to be mandatory, did all the towns adopt that particular,
Application?
well, whatever they had, what was it, it's a bylaw, I guess.
Well, my understanding is basically every town nationwide, not
Supposed
just
to.
here, is supposed to basically
But
comply with
have-
EPA
Have they,
requirements.
though, I mean, in
And
mass?
I don't know if they have yet. The problem is that I suspect they will, because basically you have to get a permit one way or the other. There's a permit fee. And one of the things I worked on a couple sessions ago was statewide regulations on nutrients, which by the state adopting those nutrient regulations, all the towns get a reduction in fees. And I think the regulations that the town put forward have the same impact. So EPA is saying, you don't have to do it, but you're gonna have a bigger fee if you don't. So I suspect most, if not all, of the towns have or are in the process of doing regulations.
Doesn't surprise me.
Interestingly, Shrewsbury, who's kind of at the center of this one, has all the state environmental regulators, all their selectmen and former selectmen are like head of the environmental agency in Mass, there's a commissioner, a couple commissioners there. So it's interesting that Shrewsbury, of all places, would be at the head of this. They tend to be Republicans, which might explain it, but Shrewsbury is kind of, they call it the Shrewsbury Mafia. There's a lot of state officials, particularly in the environmental secretariat, who are former or even current Shrewsbury selectmen.
But are there, a lot of them work in DEP in Worcester?
Yeah, and Executive Office of Environmental Affairs, Department of Ag Resources, so.
What
Thank
kind of
you.
fee they trying to enforce?
Typically, what they do as a fee on this is they'll put it on the homeowners and based on, and I don't know if we've gotten that far in Littleton, I don't think we have. Keith did mention a fee, and because we're gonna have to pay for this, it's based on your impervious surfaces. So I know down in the southeast where this hit sooner, like I've got a friend who lives in Fall River, and they calculate how much roofing and how much pavement he has, and there's a square footage fee. Because that's all stuff that's gonna run off and go into the stormwater, so that's how they're trying to make the fee, appropriate to those who use it.
Some of them will be a very
Which means I'm gonna be
expensive.
chopping up my driveway and putting in gravel real quick, but, But, I mean, the town can do, there's a lot of options, but that seems to be the one that in Mass, a lot of municipalities are following.
So the minutes is gonna be long, I haven't read only one page, so can we just do it later?
Actually, Gino, I have one question. Do you have an update on the Taylor Street thing? I
That
know
was
you
about
had
what
Yes.
I was gonna ask.
a call with the AG.
I did receive a call from the assistant attorney from Boston, and she will get in touch with me before September. And she's into a position where she says they have to enforce their law because the bank do not want to release any information. So nobody's working with each other.
So the bank's
So-
not playing ball, which means that they could go to the judge.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what's gonna happen. So she will call me when that happens. She
Okay.
was very polite and very, I applaud to her, I says, you're doing, thank you for helping us out, you know what I mean? And she said, not to worry, we'll do the best we can. Okay, we still have 7 minutes. Anything else, would you like to, correspondence, anything? So we have maybe a few minutes to read the minutes before this 7:15?
One other question regarding Halloran Farms and the shutting down the composting operations. One of the things out of it, and it's in the minutes, was them providing a monthly
Information.
update.
Mhm.
So, as I thought back on it, what was unclear, we said, and they agreed at the end of the month. Well,
At the
this
end of
is
the
our end of the month
month, practically, for us.
for us.
Yeah.
We didn't really specify, I guess, the end of this month. I mean, I guess that seems all right, that we'd wait till the end of September for an update.
Yeah, you had mentioned, me sending out a reminder,
Yeah.
maybe mid-month, just saying, our next meeting.
So
is
September,
such and such.
They
October.
really weren't gonna do much, from what I
No,
understand, until
right.
October.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
So,
so
I guess I assume.
so
Okay.
I'll send something out.
yep.
Who's doing it, Vinnie or Richard?
Well,
I think Richard.
Richard was, Vinnie wasn't here, Richard was
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So I would assume it would be him, would be the
Yeah.
one doing it.
So see what happens. We'll wait until then. Anything else? So let me, you want to read the minutes so we can get this out of the way?
You guys talked a lot when I'm out.
Yeah, we talk a lot, you're right.
It's for all of us, or just Gina?
That's for everybody.
Pretty good, how you doing?
Any better than be two of me?
Hmm?
Any better than be two of me?
Mackerel.
How you doing?
Boy, you made it. Boy, next time, don't write a book, will you? My eyes
You
going.
gotta talk less, George. She just writes down what you say.
I didn't say that.
That's your job as chairman, to keep things moving along.
We'll do our best. We'll keep them focused today.
Did you want to add that in about the monthly report?
Yeah, was that not, I missed that. That was not added?
Well,
Is that
to
missing?
clarify it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to clarify, yeah. Yeah, so that's a good point.
I didn't check to see if that was,
There's a discussion on how.
What is there? I'm looking
where is
for.
he?
So, yeah, it does say the board would like to receive monthly status
Okay.
report, so maybe we can amend that to say beginning September? I get the sign?
I'm going to make a motion that we accept the minutes of June 28th.
All in favor?
Wait a minute, now, was it,
August
Ju-
9th.
August 9th, it's the last meeting.
it says, why does it say,
You need a second for that.
I wasn't here, so. It says August 9th. Oh, you get June 28th in the,
yeah, that's, I was
Well,
looking
that
at,
was.
That was saying the minutes of June
oh, we're
28th
reviewed,
were
yeah,
reviewed.
okay, you're
oh,
fine.
I didn't look at it quick.
You made a motion?
Wait a minute, let me get the
He's got to get the date
right
right.
date. What is the date?
August 9th.
Oh, August 9th, okay. Thought that's when, yeah. Make a motion that we accept the minutes of August 9th as amended.
I second?
You did any second, all in favor?
I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
It was, yeah.
You lucky, son. Okay. Okay, all in favor, yes?
Aye.
All right. Okay, 7:15. 22 Springfield Drive, Civil Solution.
Kirk Fitzpatrick with Civil Solutions. I'm here on behalf of Paul Lazat for his property, 22 Springfield Drive. Basically, we have is the proposed upgrade to the existing three-bedroom dwelling. The house is on the market, it won't pass the Title V inspection. Right,
Two bedrooms?
it's three bedrooms.
Three bedrooms.
Right now, it's got a smaller tank off the side of the house and some type of a leaching area in here. Its original system was sold in the late 60s. So we did test holes out in the front here, test holes 1 and 2, and perk A. So both those test holes had some fill on top. One of them had almost 2 feet and the other 2.5 feet, and then the buried subsoil, and it changed to a sandy loam below that. And then we ran perk A, and actually ran at 38 minutes an inch. It was a fairly slow perk rate, but kind of typical for that area.
Pretty wet.
Yeah, and actually had a fairly high water table too. The test hole 1 and the water table 32 inches. The second test hole water table 30 inches. So what we're proposing is to install a new 1,500-gallon 2-compartment tank, and that's going to feed a 1,000-gallon pump chamber, and that's going to pump the liquid up to a proposed leaching area proposed with a Presby Enviroseptic, which allows for a 2-foot reduction in the groundwater offset with the board's approval. We try to situate the system towards the front of the lot. Basically, this is all based on the top of the foundation being elevation 100 here. So the grade is kind of a bump around the house here at elevation 98, and that kind of rolls off as you go towards the southeast corner of the property. And with that, by pushing it a little bit closer to the front, allows us to try to keep the grade down and hide the bump as much as possible.
So that's why you went to 2 feet instead of 3?
Yeah. So the finished grade over the system is going to be just a hair, actually it's going to be 100 over the high point. It's a sloping Presby bed, so with the Presby you're allowed to put in a sloping field. So the grade changes from 100 at its highest point down to 99 at the far edge of it, and then it'll slope off and catch existing grade about 18 feet off the system. It does utilize a polyliner on this one corner to catch the grade before it gets to the front property line, which is shown here, and then the edge of the pavement is actually pretty close to the front property line. It's another 3 feet off.
How big was the lot? Okay.
It's actually almost half an acre. It's 0.455
Pretty
acres.
good size.
Yeah. It's basically 200 by 104. So basically, we're asking for approval of use of the Presby Enviroseptic to reduce the groundwater offset from 4 feet to 2 feet. We're asking for a variance from Littleton Board Health Regulation 5 to allow the use of a percolation rate of 38 minutes an inch on a lot under 30,000 square feet. And we're asking for a variance from Regulation 27 to allow fill required to meet minimum breakout grading within 10 feet of a property line, and that's just along the street line.
Where is the well?
Yeah, I was going to ask, yeah.
This house is serviced by town water.
Right.
It does have an irrigation well, actually underneath the porch at the back, which they'd
Yeah,
like
that's
to
a good
maintain.
point to have the water department come in and check, make sure
Yeah,
that there's...
Jim's suggesting the water department checking to make sure that.
Yeah, we'll read his
Okay.
notes.
All right.
I don't think they'd have an issue with that.
So there's a lot of wells in that area, right? But this one's served by town water?
Well, what they have is like Manawanaki and places like down Worcester Drive, Springfield Drive, they didn't have town water. When they went in with wells.
Mm-hmm.
And consequently, once the town brought in town water, they're supposed to disconnect to make sure there's no connection between the existing wells so that it backfeeds something into the
Right.
town system. So a lot of the places in Manawanaki all have irrigation
They use them
wells.
for irrigation instead, okay.
But the big point is to have them split. The thing is, the question I have, Kirk, I've never seen anybody do it, you're asking for variance from the 38 perk rate. I don't think we've ever seen anybody ask us if they had a perk rate more than 30 on a existing lot. Because you guys, we're not gonna condemn the house. Whatever the perk rate is, it's gonna, well, you've gotta work around
That
it
is
build
what it
your
is.
system, yeah. I never, does
still
other
exists
towns
as you-
ask you to do that?
No, I mean, that's kind of a unique regulation that Littleton has.
Oh.
Regulation 5 says that if the lot is under 30,000 square feet, the perk rate's required to be under 30.
Yeah, but that's like meant to be new,
No,
so.
I don't think they really
No,
have a
that's
choice.
fine, no, it's,
What are you gonna do?
Doesn't
It's an
matter.
existing house.
No, it's existing house, that's what I say, it's, we're not gonna say, oh, you're not meeting the prescribed perk rate, so you can't do a thing. You're in the house now.
Or appeal to deed.
So the 3 variance they're asking for.
Correct. Well, 2 variances and approval for the use of the Presby.
Well, did you read them, Jim's notes?
Yes, everything's fine. I don't have a problem with the
No,
request.
did you
Read
read?
him the notes, Jim's notes.
I'm reading it right now. The applicant is looking for a place to fill in sewage system for his property. The soil testing conducted revealed a seasonal high water table and high perk rate. In addition to the lot is small and flat, the combination of the high perk rate and water table make the design of a replacement system in full compliance with Title V and your regulation difficult. The design presented utilizing 2 feet
Thank you, John.
groundwater reduction for leaching area. This helped to reduce the fill needed for breakout grading on the effort to minimize grading towards the road and the existing structure. Through a barrier is needed to prevent fill from spilling into the road. I don't have a problem with the request of the house is served by town water and there is no drinking water well within 100 feet of the proposed leaching area. There is a well on the side and it is marked as an irrigation well. As a condition of the approval, I will recommend that the applicant have the water department inspect the well to ensure there is no connection to the domestic water system in the house and provide the board with confirmation to connection exists. You happy now? All right.
At least he knows.
I have to write a book and read
So,
it.
I get just a couple questions.
Sure.
This indicates,
That's edge of the tree line.
This-
Tree
that's a
slash
tree
fence
line. yeah, okay. So, and the property line is here?
That's correct.
All right, but because of the existing tree line and the trees, there's no, other than just doing massive removal of trees, there's no way to move the system. This is basically its only location.
Yep, and then there's a kind of an antiquated American telegraph, telephone and telegraph easement runs through the property.
Oh, that's what this indicates.
That's what this dash line
Okay,
is.
Does that got the buried cable on it, or is it just the easement?
I don't know.
It's probably got a buried cable.
okay.
It may, I mean, there's no markers or anything.
No.
It's just shown on an old record plan. And I don't think they like to extinguish those easements.
Well, it's encased in 5 feet of cement,
Really?
Somebody make a motion.
so you're not gonna move it.
We didn't hit it.
All right, that makes sense then. Okay.
Okay, you read it? What you think about it? You want to make,
All right, I'm fine with it.
entertain a motion? You wanted this?
Well, so do you wanna make a motion, John? or
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Here,
Put it on the stipulation that,
I gave you so you don't have to strain your eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we want
thank
the
you.
stipulation that the water
Yep.
department goes in and inspects and sends us a report.
Yeah, all right, I'd like the motion that we approve the variances contingent, right. Approve the variances dated, on the plans dated 8/10/16 for 22 Springfield Drive. The variances sought, the approval is to allow for the reduction in groundwater offset from 4 to 2 feet, and for use of the, to be able to use the Presby system. Variance requested, based on our Board of Health Regulations 5, to exceed the perk rate of 30 minutes per inch to a perk rate of 38 minutes per inch for a lot under 30,000 square foot. And then a variance for the Board of Health Regulation 27 to allow fill within 10 feet of a property line for the breakout. This approval would be contingent on the owner supplying the Board of Health with some written confirmation from the water department that the existing well is in fact not connected to the drinking
Water,
water or
Which
town
is-
water system. that
it's 100 feet
supplies.
away.
I'll second
Well, it's
it.
not would it be 100 feet away?
No, it's not.
It's not 100 feet away from the system.
It's 100 feet from any other well.
Okay.
It's 100 feet away from any other wells.
All right. Anybody
That's the
second?
issue.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye.
All right. Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
You got another? I'm gonna charge you for that.
How's things going, correct?
I'm busy. It's been a good summer.
Well, what they'll know.
No, there's no. No, this is not an area you can usually perk.
It's pretty wet. Can't do much. But that, to get back to that, under 30,000 square feet, the reason we did that was for grandfathered lots,
Right,
not so much repairs. It was
right.
more or less when you get into like Long Lake where you get grandfathered lots and stuff. That's the reason.
Kind of figured that was it, but it doesn't specify. so-
Yeah, we'll clean it up someday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Good night.
Oh,
Perk rate in Littleton was always 30 minutes per inch.
if I got a heart attack because of you guys,
But-
today's my birthday. Let me live another
All the
day.
towns around
Me too.
I got bad news for you
were
guys.
40,
Me too.
50, stuff like that. So we raised it to 40
This
for
guy's
the
paramedic.
big lots.
If either one of us go
Oh, you're
down.
gonna keep me?
But we wanted to keep
Okay, you're gonna keep my life?
any of like the lake lots and stuff were already
You get to do the
grandfathered
breaths,
with
though. I'm
very
doing the
small
chest.
lots.
I
That's
know,
all
well,
the size of the thing.
I did my retraining in December, so I get the breath still.
So more land you
You guys are
got,
only talking
the
about
higher you
something.
can go with it.
What about me?
But when you're doing those perk tests,
Oh,
perk rate that high,
all right.
analysis is probably.
Well, they probably can't because it's so, the water
Because
table's
it's
so
low.
high
Yes, well, you're okay.
that the sieve is probably right at the ground level.
Yeah, okay.
Gentlemen, it's 7:30, are we trying to be in time? Because it is my birthday today.
Whose
Okay.
birthday is it?
Yeah, was it your birthday today?
Yeah, but I'm only 38.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's going down.
You're gonna have to buy today.
Yeah. We're here late enough, it'll be 21.
Yeah, by the time we get out, you never know.
We go past 21, we don't have to buy it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right. Okay, 3 Evergreen Drive.
Here we
I think we're a
go.
minute early, though.
Would
You're not a
you,
hearing.
by the time you approach here, it will be 7:30.
Walk slow.
Walk slow.
I'm just learning the rules.
You're in discussion.
Happy birthday, Gino.
I know.
Happy
yeah, appreciate it.
birthday.
Thank you. But you know something, I wish it was really my beautiful birthday for you to have what you really want. Unfortunately, the board itself, we're trying to help you. But according to the building inspector and the GPA, they will not comply with your wishes. So I don't know what I can do for you guys. Because I know you mean well, take the wall down, you know what I mean?
Well, we've had situations before where we allowed people to reduce bedrooms, right?
And I brought one that I don't believe you were on the board that was approved. You were on the board.
I know,
And
but
Mr. Yap was on the board
every
on
situation
Art
is
Place.
different.
No, it's not with Title V.
There's got to be some consistency. But anyhow,
Yeah, but there-
we've allowed people to reduce bedrooms in the past, right?
Yes, and I brought plans of a house that was approved that is, I would like to see how the board counts rooms. I mean, just as an example. I mean, I don't want to cause any more problem. I mean,
No,
it's
you
just that
don't.
we're in the middle of this, and Maryland has literally $20,000 out now.
We understand.
So, what I also thought of with removing the wall, there are certain regulations that Littleton allows for in-home occupation. Maryland's an accountant, and that is one of the uses that are allowed for an accessory dwelling. I mean, there's no regulation on kitchens, and there's no regulation on bathrooms.
Okay, let me read what it says here, okay?
Yes,
This
sir.
is From Jim Garaffi. And Jim Garaffi, as much as he's trying to help us out, according to, we cannot give you the permit to build because it's gotta come from the building inspector. And I was trying to see him, but he's in vacation. I was trying really, I came this morning, and she's the witness, I came to
Well,
argue.
Gino, there's no arguing that you're trying, but
Let me read to you. The DEP has informed the Board of Health that increasing the design flow to a facility is in excess of the capacity of the sewage disposal system. Is not in compliance with Title V. The proposed construction for the site will add at least a couple of room and in addition bedroom. The site is very restricted, ledge, and the existing sewage disposal system was granted numerous variants in order to site a replacement of sewage disposal system for this property. The proposed addition will be in fact increase the design flow to the existing system, and therefore, the property will no longer be in compliance with Title V.
But wasn't that
I
from-
can't recommend the board sign a building permit for the site that will increase the number of bedroom room for the reason noted above. So if you can convince the building, you know we're trying to help you.
I know that, but I'm trying to give options here. I mean, Jim sat right there the last meeting and said, if they remove the wall and they decrease it by a bedroom, he'd have no problem with it.
But he
He
didn't
said
s-
that.
So,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I mean, I spoke to Shelley, and I think, as I understand it, the plans you presented so far to to Jim, to Roland,
Was a knee
had a
wall.
knee wall. So in his mind, that didn't reduce it. So I think really, it's really in Roland's hands at this point. But I think if you come back and have no wall instead of a knee wall,
A railing?
we need
to have a
anything
railing.
between it?
You
It
have
has
to have a
to.
railing
There's a
because of the
stairwell.
elevation going down. To meet
I
code.
thought you had 2 rooms upstairs.
There are
We do,
two
but-
rooms, but when I removed that wall, somebody
you
will
have
fall
stairwells
over
in the
into
middle.
the stairwell.
So then you have to add something.
Well, we'd have to have railing to.
I think you need a
meet
discussion
code.
with Roland on this. I think, I suspect what Roland's looking for, and I can't speak for him, I haven't spoken to on this. He wants as much assurance as possible that this is going to be one room. And I think a railing is probably more acceptable than a knee wall. But I can't speak for Roland.
Right.
Have you spoken to Roland?
Could I ask
Also,
some questions, since
you
this
may,
is
yes, you may, okay.
my house,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mom, everything?
Yeah.
We've been through 3 sets of approvals. You guys have been extremely helpful. 2 of them were on an old design that allowed me to not take out a wall, build the accessory dwelling. You generously offered to then sign the permit after. That caused a whole bunch of problems. Then we came back to the board, offered to remove the wall. Jim did sit here and say that he was willing to sign. He didn't say he would sign it, I don't think.
No, he never said he'd sign it.
He said he
that
would be
He would be,
willing.
no, he never said that. Jim said that he wouldn't have a problem if we removed a bedroom. That's
He
what
wouldn't
said.
have a problem, fine. So he gave some affirmative indication that things may be better in that circumstance.
Thank you.
So you would then come in, meet Matt, sign it. Now, I'm hearing a different message from both of you as well.
So the problem is, we went to town council, and town council said, so we signed off on the septic permit already. DEP told us we did it inappropriately, but we did it. And frankly, I think it's stupid that we have to take down a wall, because the next person moves in is just gonna put it up again, and we just did a big circle. But those are the rules. They are coming up for comment in DEP. I plan on commenting. What happens after that is, because when Roland got to the building permit, it requires the board to sign off. We checked, this board, I think when I wasn't here, said they'd be willing to do that. We checked with council, said it's advisory anyhow, it's Roland's call, and Roland, knowing it's not in compliance with DEP, was uncomfortable with it. So I think what we're left with is, how do we remove a bedroom to essentially Roland's approval?
And
I think the knee wall didn't cut it with Roland, so I think, so basically what you're saying, when you remove it, there's gonna be a stairway in the middle of the big room, right?
Well, no, these are the stairs
Yep.
going up. There's a room on this side and a room on this side.
Okay,
We were going to remove this entire wall because it's a shed cape roof.
yep,
We have a dormer on the front where the stairs are to reach the elevation of 6'9" going up. So we have a shed roof here, and we had a knee wall running from the shed roof over to the end of the stair to protect it, to make it code. So if we remove that knee wall, we'll have to have a railing there, because there'll literally be 6 steps that you can.
Right, you can fall down. You
So
can
I
kill
think,
yourself.
I think you have to have a discussion with Roland, when's he get back from vacation?
He'll be in tomorrow.
On what he would accept in order to make this one room. I think this
What-
board, as I understand, it's already
Money-
indicated that we'd approve it,
Right.
but it's,
We would sign off on it, again,
Right.
it's advisory.
we'd sign off and advise
So
it.
there's one that, it turns out, and this is sort of new to me, that we can do on this anyhow. We can advise that yes, and we're comfortable doing that, but it's Roland's call. And
Right.
that's what we've been told. So we could say, yeah, even with the current drawings, we're fine with it, but Roland's not going to.
In my understanding, Roland had some concern with the knee wall, right?
And
As
that-
not necessarily being enough to
I think it
separate the
had
rooms.
more to do with his comment, Shelley, and correct me if I'm wrong. He said that it was a violation of DEP that he couldn't
sign it.
Right, because part of the building code is you have to, he has to know that all these other codes are satisfied, and I sent this to you, the section of the code that says it is not in
me?
compliance. Yeah. I emailed this to you and Sherry on last Wednesday.
Okay,
But I think Roland's relying on
Right
Jim
here.
to say whether it would be in compliance with
Building.
DEP in Title V.
That he says, "It's my belief the Littleton Board of Health has exceeded their authority in approving 3 Evergreen in light of DEP's comments and expressed rejection by our professional sanitarian. This office is prepared to reject the building permit based on Mass Amendment 105312, which states wastewater in accordance with 310 CMR 15, the State Environmental Code, Title V, blah, 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 blah." So you have, part of his approving the building permit is he has to know that it's in compliance with
But
the
wasn't that
regulations of all the other
first
towns.
set? Wasn't that all related to the first set of approvals we got and not the part where we're removing a wall?
So what happened with the first set of approvals, we exceeded our authority. We didn't know we were doing it at the time. We were using common
Right.
sense rather than following the regulations.
Right.
Okay? Somebody complained to DEP. I went down with DEP. They explained it. We notified Roland and those
Yep.
guys. And here we are, where Roland, who's another step in this approval process, we all now know that we couldn't do that. So Roland appropriately is saying, look, I can't sign off it when I know it's not in compliance with Title V. So we're left with the option of what can we do to make it, to reduce the bedroom count, which.
Which
I
we
wasn't
went
here,
through
but
last
Jim indicated he
meeting,
would
right?
entertain at least. Is that?
Yes.
Yes.
So what we need to do is, and Roland being the final step, I think you need to talk to Roland and say, Roland, what can we do that will both make code around the stairwell as well as reduce the bedroom count so you have one room upstairs, which will allow the floor plan there. My suspicion, and I could be wrong because I haven't spoken to Roland, the whole reason we did this in the first place, we said, okay, you guys pull down a wall, the next person moves in and said, geez, in about 4 hours I can put up a wall and have a new bedroom. So when you have a knee wall, that cuts that 4 hours to 2 hours. So I think he's looking for some very definitive
I understand how.
activity to make sure, I'm guessing, I don't know. I
Well,
haven't
one-
spoken to him,
one-
But I think you need a discussion with Roland.
One
okay,
thing
I will
is,
do that, but my other point is, there are many properties in Littleton that have businesses run out of them, that have kitchens and bathrooms, yet there's no regulation on the amount of those. Why couldn't we go back and have it be Maryland's office?
Well, I think, you have the accessory use thing for offices. You also have one for caring for an elderly parent. And I think that was one of the conditions we put on that, is you get a special permit through the zoning board.
Right.
I think it's the same special permit, isn't it, Matt?
I'm not
It's-
positive.
So the question you're asking, I think, really is, do the kitchen and bathroom,
It
counting as
ultimately
the
comes
total?
down
No, it
to
doesn't, because it's
5
one open
rooms is
room.
what it comes down to.
I'm sorry?
It ultimately comes down to 5 rooms of living space. No matter what the use is, no matter what's being done, that deed restriction only allows the 5 rooms. And
But this board grants, that's happened time and time again, where they've deviated from that.
So one of the challenges here is where we got in trouble with DEP.
Right.
I
It's
don't
right
sign the
here.
Board of Health
So
permits.
now, where we got in trouble with DEP, like this board in the past has, in a very similar situation with a handicapped kid, allowed someone to take a 3-season porch and make it a first floor bedroom.
Correct, I was.
Right. The
very
difference
aware
here
of
is
that.
we've expanded the footprint, and that's what tripped us up with DEP. So it's that
Okay.
expansion of the footprint of the building which triggered their Title V regs, the violation of the Title V regs. So, Peter, your understanding, so what are you looking, in the apartment you're proposing to build for your mom? You're looking for a bedroom, an open? and-
No,
It's
it's
a
just
600 square foot
Open
open
room.
studio.
So it's one room.
That's it.
One
Just
room.
one room.
Studio,
Open, everything's open.
so Peter, you know.
well, a bedroom by DEP standards is a room with a window, a closet, a locked door, and privacy.
7 feet.
So that would apply if she's in a one area that she can lock the door, that would be considered like a one big bedroom,
Okay.
which it is.
So if we remove one room by.
So if you removed one room upstairs, all the wall,
This,
made it one big room,
but they can't do
Should
it.
be kosher.
it would be
Well,
kosher, but
3
you
of the walls
can't.
in that room are external walls, so those can't go. We can remove the one internal one.
Well,
But-
that's
We
what,
did remove the internal one as well as the closet for that room.
The closet goes with it. There's no closet in there anymore when that wall comes down. But if we don't put up a railing, there's a stairwell.
no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, what does it constitutes a bedroom? That's what constitutes a bedroom.
So a
Privacy,
closet,
window,
privacy, and a
closet.
closet.
So essentially, if we remove one bedroom from upstairs, we're successful in doing that, they can have the studio.
But they get, what happens now you're into 6 rooms. And
Well,
under
no.
6
Well-
rooms is divided by 2.
I wouldn't.
No,
do
but we'll
that.
go back to
If I
plans that
remove
were
a
just
wall.
recently approved, where they have this floor plan that has,
Isn't it right now 5 rooms?
Yes.
And if
I
remove a
argue
wall-
about that. I don't think it is 5
All right,
rooms.
but
Let's
even
just say-
if it is now,
say
but we
it's 5
take
rooms.
2 of those rooms and make it into one, can't we add one?
And then that's
Right.
fine.
That's
That was
exactly
the
it.
They
approach we
stay
took.
5.
If we
yeah.
put a door at the top of the stairs and take out the wall between the 2 rooms?
So, I mean,
Does that
that's
make
the
it
point,
one?
is you need to make those 2 upstairs bedrooms.
The bathroom's in the middle.
Do
You
they
can put a
connect?
door at the very top of the stairs.
I can put a door at the top of the stairs, but removing that wall does a more efficient job of opening up
I
into a loft.
agree with that. I'm trying
The
to go along with
the
Brad's.
design of the house.
But see, if you,
not
there is no
conducive.
other wall to take down because the entire thing's open.
Okay, my understanding is the knee wall that's what's kind of throwing Roland right now.
That's the plan that was presented and it was
Okay.
rejected.
May I suggest something?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, if you come, I will try to be here, so you don't get excited, I won't get
I'm
excited.
not excited.
And my birthday's gone, you know what I mean? So I live to another day. I'll be there with you, and we talk to Ron, and you explicitly tell him,
Is this living
if he
room?
wants to come and see the house,
So if you took this
maybe
out, this
he
out,
understand
put a
why
railing
this
on the
house is
stairs.
not a regular house, it's an old house. Am I correct?
No, no, it's very new.
Well,
Very new?
It's new and very
So-
small.
Okay, so if he sees the house, who knows, maybe he will understand. But we can't go against the attorney and the DEP and the.
I understand, but I
privacy
need
for
to
the
know
upstairs
at this stage.
I know.
can't keep guessing, and I can't keep asking
I
for
know.
different things
I mean, I can take
because
this
But
out and
if-
put the railing
She's not
we
here.
can-
well.
If he's coming tomorrow, I will be there for him. Okay?
Is he coming?
Tomorrow is Wednesday, I'll be there 12 o'clock.
This is the entrance to the bedroom.
I'll be here 12 o'clock,
The problem is if you don't take down this wall,
Okay.
you still have 2
Okay.
rooms. I think that's what's throwing them.
all right?
Because all you do is take a knee wall down here, just to open up this
So
wall.
if you talk to Roland personally, it might make a difference, I don't know. Because
There you go.
I don't understand why,
I'm throwing out all I have now.
no, I don't have to see it.
This is a 2-bedroom.
That's your
Please.
mama.
That's
Yeah,
her.
that's your mama.
She's going in,
I
That's a
understand.
bedroom.
right?
Kitchen,
Please?
dining room, sitting room.
I
This
know.
is a Big
I
area.
know. It really
This is on
hurts.
the 2nd floor. Big area, sitting room. Bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom house that they called a 3-bedroom. It's 8 rooms. Roland and Shelley went out and did the inspection. They even had the basement finished, which they made them remove. You read in the comments, it says 2/3-bedroom, 8-room house.
But that's a
This is-
realtor
So
listing,
the
that's not.
the basement,
That's a realtor, that's not a
realtor
permit.
listing.
I understand.
Bottom line, I think you gotta talk to Roland. I think this board will go along with whatever Roland says as far as reducing the bedroom count, is what I think it.
you come tomorrow, I'll be there.
All right, what time?
I'll be there 12 o'clock,
I'll be there at 12.
okay?
Have you
That's all I
talked
can
to
do.
Roland?
Roland gonna be there at 12?
We're done
Yeah.
with the school inspections by then.
Aren't you like our new building inspector in training?
I can be
I'll
there
be on
11.
school
If you want to be
inspections.
11, I'll be 11.
Can I
What-
give you my phone number, Gino, and you call me?
You may, here,
What time is he definitely in?
yeah,
Where do you want me to write it?
It's tough.
all right?
Gino, maybe you can call the office in the morning.
Yes, I will.
Figure out a time and let
And then I
Pat
can
know.
call him back.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
But I think basically what we're gonna go along, I suspect, I can't speak for everybody, but for my part, we're gonna go along with whatever Roland says. So Roland says, hey, you take down this, you put whatever you guys work out, that's 1 bedroom, that opens you up and you're kosher.
It's functionally
That doesn't,
5 rooms. That's
that
the point.
that doesn't
Yeah.
answer the
And so if we
predicament that
take out a
Maryland's
wall-
in right now,
But then you'll still got a room.
which is clearing all the trees.
I know.
stumped it, we
Yeah,
did it all.
We should have told you to wait before you got everything done first.
Well, we thought we were okay, so,
But we
We
didn't
went-
know.
Everybody
we
did.
literally went and did all the work, went and picked up our permit, and that's when it went awry, and then we came back 2 additional times. This is the 4th time now.
right, we don't,
And there's some,
well, the message to us is
There's
we
go-
just say no next time, which we'd rather not.
There's not
do.
gonna be next
well, I understand that, but I mean, it would have been much better to have been told no.
Right. Well, it was, we admitted it was our mistake in approving that, but let's see if we can fix it before we talk, you know, we'll see if we can fix it, and it's a
So-
discussion with Roland, I think.
Is there any way we can get a time tonight, Shelley? Is, that he would certainly be in?
Roland's early. Roland's
He's the early
and
guy,
he's very
Yeah, but
accommodating. He's
tomorrow
very
we have-
accommodating.
We have school inspections tomorrow, starting at 8:30.
I call.
Gino will call me. Roland's very accommodating. I'll catch up with him. and
It's not a
talk to
big
him.
town, I'm sure we'll be able to meet up at
I
some.
know, but we keep doing this.
I know you do.
we-
And
problem
last
By
is-
tomorrow,
time,
by tomorrow we
Room count is
stop.
not gonna change.
Whatever he says, it's out of our
If
hands.
you can't open, if you
But we
can't
can do
reduce it
what
by
we
one
can.
bedroom by opening up, it won't change the room count?
No, it'll still be a room,
why would it be wrong?
Right, but it's going from 2 rooms to 1
functioning a
room.
room.
But it's-
you-
it's-
but we're-
To make 2 into 1, I'll tell you, it won't fly in the way that that design is.
Why?
Let me show you. You get,
Well, Peter, I don't mean to cut you off, but that would seem to be Roland's call, and
Yeah, you know, I know
it's
you.
our call too. What we see is, when we look at a house, we see.
So a
the
loft area is a
function-
room?
Not the loft area. I'd have to see the loft.
Well, I mean,
don't
that
know.
area that we're taking the wall out of that bedroom, is that a room?
You'd show it here as a room.
It's a loft area as a room. But it's
So-
not a bedroom.
How big is it?
But it's functionally a
14
room.
by 19.
I understand it's a room.
And the thing is, like the state, we went
So
with
how
the
big is a
state.
room?
As long as it's 10 by 7, it's a room.
What's the ceiling height? Is there another way you can
Six-
reduce rooms by
it's
ceiling
six-
height?
gotta be a
Real problem
6'7"
with that statement
ceiling.
Right here.
I think
If it's lower than that, that doesn't count as space.
7 feet, isn't it?
I'm
6'7"
telling
is
you,
around there.
It's 7 or
Mr.
6?
Yeah, I have a real problem with that statement of it being
Ceiling
a.
height per room.
It'd be okay.
It's 7, Peter.
It'd be,
Is it
I would be fine if the same rules applied to every permit, which they
But
don't.
I haven't seen the other permits, so I
Well,
don't know.
This is,
And it's
this is
not-
a house that was just done. Just built. And this is the floor plan there.
I think
That was the old one.
So I think that the question may be there, Matt, I don't know, is what this board considers that bedroom count to be versus what the Realtor put on that sheet.
No, but I'm saying
No,
his
the plans are
statement,
there.
his statement
Oh,
right
this
there
is-
of a 7 by 10 with standard heights is a room.
Over,
Huh?
over 70 square feet.
Take a look at the sitting area near the stairs on both of those, upstairs and downstairs.
I can't read it.
Well, the floor plan up on top. I'll get you a full set. It's significantly bigger than that.
What
I
don't
had
you,
thought it was 100 square foot was the room.
why don't you get that?
The
make it
minimum
roll
That could have
tomorrow.
changed.
Minimum's what?
Minimum
make it
size
bigger
is
so you can see
70
it.
square feet.
It is 70.
Okay.
Minimum.
But the minimum ceiling height is 7.
7.
Yeah, 7 feet.
I'd have to look. I don't remember.
I'll look into that wall.
Pretty sure it's 6 feet 7 because you got into that with attics.
We have, it's
Finishing attics off.
At least 8.
2 by 12 rafters, 4 feet off the
Drop
front.
ceiling.
I was going to whisper that. I mean, yeah, drop ceiling.
What about taking out the wall in the office downstairs? Just take out
This
all
isn't the way we
walls.
wanted to do it, Matt.
I know-
I don't like doing this
believe
either. I
me,
think this
I-
is stupid, but we're bound by
I-
the state rules,
I know you're doing everything you possibly can
Right.
to help.
you know? But at this point,
It's not, what I'm trying to say is it would be fine if it was consistent across the board, it's not. You look at the gray house that was built on the corner of Beach, look at the room count. I have 12 sets of plans that I don't want to bring and put out here in front. I just don't, and it's just not consistent, that's all.
Oh, boy.
the downstairs floor plan on this?
Yeah, that's the plan from when the house was built in 2009.
This is your house, okay.
That I don't count. I mean, that's 3 rooms, maybe, 2 rooms. Kitchen, dining, and living areas front to back. I mean, that house is 24 feet wide.
10 by 7, right? So each room is a minimum of
By
10
what?
by
I mean, it's-
7?
That's a lot of,
What is it?
a lot of things
34?
could be a
What's the
foyer
length in that house?
or a
24 feet?
big closet, something like that.
I think we have to go
Wouldn't
to the
count
next
as a
page,
room.
right?
Is that floor,
Reading these are-
Some places, if it's a big foyer, they count it as a room. We never did.
yeah, I don't
I
have
need
any
that
big
set
flares.
of plans back that Mr. Yap has. Oh.
So if the 3 rooms I have on that first floor,
You really have 2 rooms.
well, if what I'm
You have a front to
thinking,
back living room that's 24 feet,
I have a living room, a kitchen,
And
and
it looks like a dining room or
dining on the
Right.
front.
How
if
do they
that,
deal with the open floor plan with the living room? kitchen?
functionality.
So it's 2 rooms. So if you get a living room, kitchen, open space, is it considered 2 rooms?
Well,
That's what I've been arguing.
I don't go out and count them, with and the assessors don't count them anymore because they go by square feet. But it's up to the, like the building inspector or our engineer, like Jim. Jim would determine what the functionality would be.
That was my point in our
If it's
first
open,
meeting,
it's
that
only
it's
be
2
one.
rooms.
If it's open, there's no wall, it should be,
But they got
I mean, I'd invite
houses
you
they're
up to the
building
house.
now. There's no
What's your feeling on this? You work
division,
with Roland about
for
the
the
building
first floor.
department.
It's wide open.
Does it go by functionality or just
For
space?
space. So you can't say that's one
I know,
room.
Don't put your foot in your mouth.
yeah,
She's more careful than we are. She's smarter than the rest of us.
I don't want to put my foot in your mouth.
Well, it's generally the Board of Health that does the room count and signs the building permit. And if they're okay with the number of rooms based on the septic system, then Roland goes with that and doesn't get into room counts. Because of the discrepancies with this, and because Jim was unwilling to sign it, and because it went down to DEP and they were told it exceeded the authority, that's where Roland got involved with the room counts. And
All the
it
records are going to
exceeds
show
5
that,
rooms,
too. That's
and
the
with the
problem.
2-bedroom system and a deed restriction, it can only have 5 rooms.
So the bottom line is, I think you do have 2 bedrooms there though, Matt, just because of the upstairs. So that, I mean, and you get a 2-bedroom system. So if you're gonna add one, we gotta figure a way to drop one of those bedrooms from upstairs.
Right.
and kick out the whole wall, which I guess is what you
Right, and you
guys.
gotta talk to Roland. I
But-
guess, my understanding is he had a concern with a knee wall. I can't envision the staircase, but, no, it's not in the right floor, sorry.
there's gonna be.
I can't envision the staircase, but how you open that up and make it one room, I think Roland's call at this point. Gino will help us through it.
Okay.
So,
Thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sorry about
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Very bad birthday.
See you guys.
So I'll call you in the morning,
Yeah.
and, but because you applied for the permit, he
Yeah,
wants you
I'll be
there.
there, yeah.
so.
She's going to Maine anyway.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, honey. I'm sorry to make you come for nothing.
Yeah, thank you. See, another issue that we used to run into, just so you guys will know, was if they finished the basement and it went over 300 square feet, it was considered to be 2 rooms.
And then we remember we made a
Just
thing.
finishing the basement
Yeah.
was another room. But if you squeezed it in under your room count and all that stuff, if you made it 400, then it was 2 rooms. So then it would blow, and we changed that now, too.
But I know I came before the Board of Health probably 10 years ago, and I was finishing a room in my basement, and I had a 6'10" ceiling, and they said, don't worry about it, it's under 7 feet.
I thought it was 6'9" because it was.
It may have been, like, noted that it couldn't be living space. You can finish your basement,
Right.
but they'll usually notate that it can't be living space because it doesn't meet
Yeah, it doesn't,
use it for,
doesn't have emergency exit,
Right,
you know,
right.
all that type of stuff that.
one thing that we did talk about that, may resolve this issue going forward, it's not gonna solve this one, was that maybe on these deed restricted properties, on the, septic permit, it should say, this is a 2-bedroom deed restricted property, no further living space allowed, which back under those old regs years ago, Peter, there's a lot of the permits that would note that, no additional square footage allowed. And it just sort of,
Fade away.
Disappeared. Well, I think that was when we started changing the rules.
Yeah,
That was maybe 5 years ago,
I
6
feel
years.
bad, they spent over $14,000. Feel bad for the lady.
Did she finish her basement too?
Yeah, she, no permit.
So that,
I told Mr. Field, you gotta get no matter what you do, you gotta get a permit. I told him many times. They think because we're not there. That's what happened.
but you still, I want to show you something. You could take, and I've seen this before, someone would have, say it's a big living room. They got a big living room. Is this used for the sport or is this for something else?
it should be for that, is it like a one marker?
I'm saying no.
No, it's a spray thing.
I can excuse you, go. Okay?
Well,
Promise me next time we go.
Block that time off.
well, maybe I can explain it.
Okay,
I've seen people have big, say a big living room,
yeah,
and they're under the room count. And they
Right.
decide, this living room's too big, I want to make an office. So they take a section, split that off.
Mhm.
Now, you haven't changed the footprint, you haven't changed anything except that one big room, but now it's 2 rooms, functionally 2 rooms. And that would put them out of compliance with their septic permit.
so if you
No
come
one's
from,
gonna go around checking people's houses like that, they.
by right, you're supposed to get a bigger septic system.
Well,
If
that's,
if it comes to the point where, okay, the system failed, now they
But
got
that's-
2 room instead of 1 room, all right.
but you say to yourself, that's kind of dumb, really, that,
Yeah, yeah.
they have that, but the rules are the rules.
Yeah.
It doesn't go by children, it
Yeah.
doesn't go by, the only engineering rules are room count of bedrooms.
So by that logic, shouldn't it go the other way? So you get an office in your living room and you break it down and make one big living room.
That's right, and that's why
So I
I'm
think
saying, we've
that's what they're
taken
trying to do here.
garrisons, you take a colonial or a garrison, they're the same thing, basically. You've got a center stairway coming up, you got 2 rooms, 2 rooms. And the ones I've seen is they've taken the wall down between 2 rooms. That takes all, probably the closets out, you have to redo the closets. You got 1 big master bedroom and 2 small ones. So now you still got 1 less room and 1 less bedroom, which can go into an in-laws apartment.
Right. So that's what we're trying to work out here.
But I'm not sure with the design she's got you, that you can do that.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's Roland's
That's
call.
Roland's call, and I
saw the
can
design.
somewhat envision it, but
Yeah.
when the problem is they get a bathroom between the 2 rooms and a stairwell, it doesn't leave it to open up much.
Well, it could become a big closet.
I know.
And part of the reason we went this way, because just as easy it is to take down that wall
It's easy to put it up.
to make your bedroom count, it's even easier to put it back up.
Oh, I know that. What else we got on the agenda?
7:40 PM, discussion approval on deed restriction property.
That was
So
Matt.
just have that for us.
Okay, now, we are, everybody okay? Entertain a motion to adjourn if they want to.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
There's
All in
nothing-
favor?
Wait, there's
Oh.
nothing else? You got nothing else? You got-
Nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, we already had discussion.
Okay, no, I didn't know if you had, I kind of missed that.
Just
So,
the adjourn, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, now we adjourn. Thank you, gentlemen.